All right, it is Monday, September 18th at 6:30. We'll call our meeting to order. Start off with Pledge of Allegiance. Next, we'll have the roll call.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Here.
Alinger.
Yes.
Holm.
Yes.
Okay, do we have approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Holm. If there's no discussion, take the roll.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Holm.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Next is public participation. Do we have anybody in the audience? Anybody on Zoom wish to address the council? Okay, if not, we'll move on. We have no presentations. We have no public hearings. Next, we have our consent agenda, which consists of the meetings of the September 5th, 2023 regular city council meeting. Our bills payable through September 18th, 2023 in the amount of $219,711.46. We have our August financial reports and a mayoral appointment of Ashley River to the tree board.
So moved.
We have a motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Rickrell. If we have no discussion, take the roll.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Holm.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
We move to item 9, which is old business, and A is an ordinance number 1209 entitled an ordinance amending the City of Maquoketa Code of Ordinances by adopting Title II Community Protection Subchapter 7B Mobile Food Vendors of the City Code of Ordinances to our third reading. Go ahead.
Good evening, Council Mayor. Question came to me before the meeting about the Jackson County Fairgrounds being removed from the summary language, and my only comment to that is it's not in the ordinance that's proposed. I just took the language out of the summary because it's not needed. Nothing has changed. So they're exempt per that state code. I just didn't describe any of that in the summary in particular. So I have no other changes.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Alinger. And if we have any discussion, we'll take the roll.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
No.
Alinger.
Yes.
Holm.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. We move into new business. Item A is a resolution amending the employee handbook, section 10.1, designated holidays. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. This one was ultimately recommended and passed along by the Finance and Personnel Committee. So currently our benefit structure for holidays specifically is for a half day on Christmas Eve and half day for New Year's Eve. City Hall traditionally posts the building closed on those days, and employees reach into their paid time off banks to have them off anyway. So far as I know, and maybe Judy can add, we have not received a complaint, and we just think this is just a small morale boost for us. It's a very low-cost item, and eventually we'll hit the police contract, and we'll get that resolved. So I do recommend this, and it's backed by the Finance and Personnel Committee for your consideration.
Okay,
So moved.
we have a motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Holm. Is there any discussion? Take the roll.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Holm.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Item B is a resolution authorizing purchase of a 2023 Bobcat T76 compact rack loader, and the amount of $52,087.14 from Roeder Brothers Incorporated.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll turn over to Frank in a second. Just know that we've saved up for this item and have a true balance of $59,800, and Frank appropriately bid this out through our Sourcewell contract, and I'll turn it over to him.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, our present skid steer is 10 years old. And as Josh mentioned, we've been saving up through the road use CIP. I did not tell the crew how much each of the units was, so they tested all three, and they picked the Bobcat, came out on top in their testing, and it just so happens the Bobcat was also the low bidder.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say wait times on it is about 4 to 5 months. It's kind of typical of the market right now. The towing fire truck was 18 to 24 months, and I know Brendan's contacting some more police vehicles. It's just, in addition to what's in front of you, I think it's prudent we continue to order our vehicles as a city to make sure we stay on top of these.
So moved.
Okay, we got a motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Rickrell. Do we have any discussion? Take the roll.
Alinger,
Yes.
Holm,
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. Item C is a resolution authorizing CDBG wastewater treatment funds contract number 21-WS-004 extension letter request. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. There's a really interesting story on this one, and this is from a 2021 CDBG grant award. And typically, the EDA doesn't allow their grants to go out 4 years. And so we had kind of a status call with the EDA about this grant because we haven't really started a whole ton. We obviously are now. Normally, the mayor and I are signing off on these letters because of the length of the request to extend it to June 30th of '25 for construction purposes. They wanted to have a council resolution behind it to signify that everyone fully understood what we're requesting here. And in this instance, it's a $600,000 CDBG grant. We're simply asking to extend this completion out to June 30th of '25. A little bit of this, not a whole ton, but a little bit of this was slowed down by that environmental review, so we can obtain the $3.5 million financing from the congressional earmark. So it wasn't highly dramatic, but it was kind of an interesting phone call where they were seriously threatening to pull the funding because it hadn't been moving along quite a bit. And I know Dan Lobianco and Matt Specht from ECIA were in contact with EDA quite a bit before this meeting to make this happen. So I obviously recommend this, and we'll get this forwarded off to EDA on your approval.
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion by Simonson,
Second that.
seconded by Rickrell. And if we have no discussion, then take the roll.
Holm,
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Item D is a resolution authorizing electric pump to repair the Northwest Lift Station grinder in the amount of $14,775.50.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Jen, can you take this one?
Sure can. So this is what we refer to as our muffin monster at the Northwest Lift Station. Our Northwest Lift Station is our largest station in town, takes the most trash. Muffin monster is kind of like a grinder where it grinds it up and takes the debris away. The muffin monster went down, and we can't get the parts from anyone else because it's kind of like a Ford. You don't go to a Chevy garage usually to buy a brand new Ford type of deal. So electric pump's the only repair service in the area, and I guess I don't know what else to say. Is there any questions?
I think you hit it.
How long has that been down, Jen?
Probably about a year.
So what have we been doing to replace what the muffin monster does?
We have 3 pumps in the station, and they bring it to the wastewater plant, but the grease has been building up, so we went down last week with the jet vac and sucked some of it out. We've got to go back down in and suck some more out, but you really notice a difference if it's down.
And I know this isn't you, but why would we allow this to go a year, do you think?
I'm not sure where the delay came from on this, but I know there was an email quite a while ago with repair costs, and Jeff didn't feel like there was enough money in CIP to go ahead and fix it, so.
I know Jeff's not here, but I'll say it to Jeff. It's not Josh, speaking with you, this is almost like having a fire truck down or a squad car down or something. I don't care if there's no money in a CIP. We find the money to replace it. For an item like this to be down for a year is ridiculous. All I'm gonna say about it, it's not Jen's fault, it's not your fault, but a year for some sort of a machine like that, like Just Point, it's the only one, electric pump is the only place. It should have been fixed 9 months ago.
Yep, I
Should
agree.
give us a chance.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Lyon,
Second.
seconded by Alinger. And if we have no more discussion, take the roll.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Holm.
Yes. Okay, motion passes. Item E is a discussion and possible motion authorizing final payment to Geesey Sheet Metal in the amount of $138,868 for the YMCA CDBG grant.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, this one just simply finishes off the YMCA CDBG project, and this was all related to the dehumidification unit. Geesey supplied that contract, and this zeroes out that contract, and provides final payment.
So moved.
Okay, we got a motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Holm. Any discussion? Take the roll.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Holm.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. Item F is a discussion and possible motion authorizing the excavation of additional ground and other materials at the wastewater treatment plant project. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. This one was probably just as much a surprise to you as me at 3 PM on a Friday. So, you know, we had to revise an agenda, push this out. As you can tell from the reading, before I get into some of the details here, the number I was giving was 50 to 100, and that's a purely speculative number. And I think it's been Jen and Frank's day, all day today, trying to pin down a sharper answer from our contractors on this as to what we're communicating tonight. So you can tell from the photos, and at 3 PM I got this, and I went down to the wastewater plant to take a look at what they were talking about. And as the story goes, as I understood it, is none of this was known to anyone in city contacts until Thursday. I couldn't be too upset about the timing of this, except that it came on later on Friday. But the building where our current wastewater office is, that Alliance operates out of, was built sometime in the 90s. I don't know if any of you may remember that. And so there was some decision back then where they had to take concrete fill somewhere, and it's a decision I think that's come back to haunt them a little bit. Well, they buried it right where this is going to be going. So here we are at a moment where they need to create a good base, and it can't go on top of this type of concrete fill that's been silted in, and so it was not known in the plans. And so we're at a point where they need to excavate quite a bit more and then find in good fill to take it. And so, you know, Frank is, WHCAS asked, you know, if they could work with Frank Monday to create a good plan on where to put it if they excavate it out, which I assume that's what you'll do. It's just kind of how we get there. And then where to bring in good fill from. There's some of that about whether you get sand or you get rock, or there's a quarry up the road. It doesn't seem to me like, you know, we're sitting here at a 50 to 100 number, but we'll try to put in the best possession possible for y'all to consider. And a lot of those questions are unresolved at this time right now, but I know they're gonna get resolved fairly quick. I don't regret putting this on the agenda. It's something that does need to be considered and does need to be acted on very, very quickly. So, and reading some of this over again tonight and knowing the position we're in, I think that there's two options. There's some sort of open-ended motion here tonight, or you delay until possibly tomorrow when something is known, a plan is known, and we have some numbers so that I can call each of you individually, make the appropriate authorizations, put it to email, and come back with a motion. And I'll leave that to you tonight, but obviously I think that you wouldn't put a house foundation on bad ground, and this is in the needs category compared to an option. There's a couple options beforehand that, you know, dropped the cost of this project by $750,000. This is not one of those opportunities, so it's
Make
our
the
first
motion
kind of
not to
major hit on
exceed
this.
100,000.
My only issue with that is does somebody hear the motion for 100,000 and that's what the bill is?
Not to exceed, I hope that they would do their due diligence, that's their job.
Right, but if you started at 50,000 and he's gotta come back to us, maybe it throws a little bit more restraints on what WHCAS is.
Frank, what's your confidence this is gonna be below 50 even? I mean, you were quite surprised when you saw this.
In my past experience, there's no way I can see this hitting 100,000, maybe 50.
I just don't wanna see us hit or say 100,000 and then that's what it you know, if it does come back at that, that's what it is, but
Will you have the information by tomorrow, you think, like what the,
I've been bugging him all afternoon, Kevin, and hopefully in tomorrow's progress meeting, this will be on the agenda.
I think we'll have a plan. I don't know if
Right.
we'll have a number for you tomorrow.
I don't mean this,
But
Just
does it
work
really,
on your emotion, but even if you do 75 or something would make me feel a little bit better than just giving them 100,000 out the gate.
I don't think that's what I'm giving them. I mean, I'm making them do their work. I don't, if that makes you feel better, whatever.
I mean, we will be getting an itemized, when the time comes for the official change order, it will be, just like on Platt Street, we'll have an itemized, you know, TNM.
I mean, I'd like a little more information if possible before I make a decision. I mean, this is kind of like first thing getting into this water plant, and like we're gonna have a lot of other stuff coming down the road. I don't kind of want to go into this blindly. I mean, just kind of like to Corey's point, $100,000, $100,000. I mean, if we've got to wait 12, 24 hours to get more information, I'm okay with that 100%. Because unlike this, with this water plant, I think we need to watch a little better than we did Platt Street. I mean, personally, coming from me personally, so that's kind of where I'm at with it all.
So where will this money be coming from? This will be off the wastewater rate increase that we've been planning?
So the way the financing works with this is as the construction payments happen, we make draws off the state revolving loan fund. And when the job finishes, our final number's set, and then those repayment terms start. And then those rates out of the wastewater fund pay for this.
Okay.
So as a result of this action, there's no rate increase.
well, we have a motion.
I'll second Josh's motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Colister, seconded by Lyon. Is that for 100,000 still?
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed $100,000. If there's no discussion, take the roll.
Lyon,
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman,
No,
Alinger,
I'm gonna say no.
Holm,
Yes.
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. We make it to item 11, reports and communications. Anything from any of the council members? Okay, city manager?
I'm actually gonna have Frank do a small update on Summit Street in here in a minute, but I just wanna mention that Mocktoberfest downtown, was a smashing success. I far exceeded my expectations, and it seemed to everyone really seemed to enjoy that. And two, in the background and with the Public Works Committee, we've talked a little bit about, Platt Street Change Order 15. It did not make it on this agenda because DOT did not put their blessing on it. We expect that at some point this week, if not very early next week. And I would like to call a special council meeting when that happens. That could be on a Tuesday or Wednesday night of next week, for example. If there's conflicts, please let me know, but I just want to put on your radar that there's serious potential to call one for the purpose of staying responsive to finishing that job as we have good weather. And just kind of a preliminary number so you all know, and there's some other information inside of that at a high level, it was about 52, 53 the last we knew.
Anything else?
Frank, Summit Street?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, I got word from River City Paving last week, again this morning. If everything goes right, which is I hope things will, we're gonna be paving the patch on Summit Street with its intersection with Forest Drive. So tomorrow afternoon and Wednesday, Public Works will be ripping out the existing blacktop and rock, and we'll get it prepped for like River City to come in Thursday morning and pave it. And then the intersection will be back to normal, I guess.
Okay,
Any news on South Main Street?
South Main Street will be done. He promised me a couple 2 or 3 weeks ago to be done this month. Well, there's only 2 weeks left. So I made another call last week. He's still said yes. I can give you an update on the 3 or 4 alleys that are left. They're coming in the end of the week to do the chip sealing on the remaining alleys. So that's kind of good news.
if they don't get to South Main this working season, will the condition of, when you snow plow that, will that just peel up all that seal coat that they put down?
No, all that's left to do is to redo some of the crack sealing that wasn't done properly. So that has nothing to do with like the seal coating.
Okay, good. Anything else? Okay, we have no executive session, so I'd accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Colister, seconded by Coleman. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned.